Yo, this is Chris Gotti Lorenzo, and this is my partner, Don Dinero.
Mr. Money for the Gringos, que vola.
Que vola. Everything good, man. Another day, another dollar. We here, giving them the business. We're back, right at you. You know what I'm saying? I want all the people that are out there to continue supporting, man. I appreciate everybody. We really do. You know, like, subscribe, share, comment, get it out there. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We're growing and everything is moving, and that's the beauty of this business we're in. It's about actually getting more and more exposure to get the word out of different things. And today we wanted to talk about an artist, because he just won, what was the title? Artist of the Year?
Yeah, for MTV. Like,
for MTV?
Not just Latin, but not English or Latin. It's just the best artist.
The best artist. It wasn't an English or Latin title, exactly. And that is why I wanted to talk about it, because it wasn't American Music Awards. It was the MTV Awards. It was the Moon. You got the Moon Man. That's MTV. And the crazy part about it that is he's Latin. His music is all Latin. So
be aware, MTV is for your videos.
Yes, it's for videos.
Best videos of the year, best artist. So he was named best artist from not only his video, who he is. That's huge. He received the award from Carmelo Anthony.
Yes, shout out Carmelo.
While performing at a sold-out
the Boricua himself.
While performing at a sold-out Yankee Stadium.
While performing at a sold-out Yankee Stadium. Second day sold out.
Yeah, back to back.
Back to back at Yankee Stadium. I had sent my daughter there. She went with her friends. They had tickets and went to the concert. And again, I only bring it up because to me it's an incredible achievement. And it could be the pendulum has swung. Here's an artist that is completely Latino that only speaks Latin. I haven't heard him do any English, right?
I mean, he does here and there with little words, but not a full English record.
Okay. I know he's in the commercials.
Yes.
He's getting branded.
Yes.
But in America, he's getting branded, which is an English-speaking country. And these are things I wanted to bounce off you and tell me what you think, because I look at it like, wow, this is amazing for a Latino artist. Who would have thought? Like, this is groundbreaking to me, and it's like I don't see no one really talking about it, probably because he is Latino and they don't want to give the, let's say, the changing of the guard, right? Where it was always an American artist getting these awards, and the Latinos, the only awards they could have won was in a Latino category, not in an overall category. So this is leaps and bounds, and shout out to Bad Bunny and his whole team for all their achievements.
Where the Puerto Ricans have a hack is that they're all American citizens, right? So it's the only Latin Caribbean country that is part of the United States. So the dollar's used there. The only thing they can't do is vote for the president, but they have their governor. But then you have what the New Yorkers are. You have the exporting or the importing of Puerto Ricans from the island. That
makes a lot of sense that I wasn't.
You have Jennifer Lopez as part of that, where they call them New York Ricans. Fat Joe's considered a New York Rican.
Yeah, but you know, when they do interviews, they only speak English. See, that's the difference.
But I'm just saying now in Puerto Rico, the dynamic is if you're born and raised there, the predominant language is Spanish.
Yes.
You know, they speak English because that's a great way of dealing with the tourists and coming to the United States, but predominantly Spanish. That's why Bad Bunny's English is not too very good, right?
Not too very good.
Right. So I think that the dynamic of the United States, because of the marketing aspect of it and the different levels of Latinos you have in the United States, where you have all Spanish speaking. You have the bilingual Latino, and then you have where my sons are, where they're all English speaking, but you can't tell them they're not Latinos.
Question, you're a Latin artist, had huge success as a Latin artist. How did you ever think this day would be here? Because for me, I never thought this would happen in America. I absolutely, just let me speak from an English person in America that always supported the Latinos in their movement. I started the first distribution company and said we need a Latin division to address and speak to service the Latinos. Brought you in, you're the president of that. So you know my passion for the Latinos in this country, but because they go through the same plight as we do as African Americans, blacks, whatever you want to call it. We go through the same problems from a let's say, race standpoint, or not getting what we just do or deserve. For a lot of things, we get treated differently. And this is something that, to me, this creates a lot of power for the Latino artists. But did you ever think that a Latino artist in America, without it being a Latin over a genre, right? This is just any artist in America, and they would win something like an Artist of the Year, and it's on the MTV, VH1, or whatever you want to call it. Like, did you ever think about that?
I mean, when you ask me, absolutely. I mean, that's one of the reasons I start. I mean, when you look at that, I'm the guy that they said at the moment, how did he get a rap record on All Tropical Radio?
But
no, what I'm saying is that, so it's going from there to 20 years later where we at is part of that progression.
Yes.
Because before we could conquer the American, we had to conquer with rap our own. When our own was just tropical, salsa, merengue, boom, that rap, that, right? So what I say is that me, myself, I only say when I was able, when you said, did you see it? I would say yes. Not as far as where we are today because things transpire. You know, I never think that the guy who won the MTV Award was also kissing a guy in right? No, so I'm just letting you know where
times have changed.
Times have changed.
Kisses
right?
the girl and then he kisses the guy.
Times have changed, and I'm not knocking any more kudos to you. For me, it's all love. But when I look back then, as to trying to break that barrier, I remember how happy we were when we got the first nomination at any award show for rap. Right, just in the Spanish genre alone.
That's what I'm saying.
Right, so then now to cross over, I think the progression is the numbers are there. Bad Bunny has become...
Numbers, I'm not worried. Listen to me.
The
reason the numbers are there is because you guys outnumber everybody. Like, when you think of America, we're a very small English-speaking country versus the rest of the world that speaks different dialect. And the Latinos, they have all these countries that are Latin. So the numbers are there for that purpose. It doesn't matter. We are in the United States. See, I look at it from that perspective more so than anything else. We're in America. How did America give that up as far as or
the numbers, right?
He doesn't see. You mentioned Jennifer Lopez, Fat Joe. They speak English when they talk, and they make songs in English. So I could understand a Latino artist doing it in English in America. When I never would have thought a Latino artist in America speaking only Spanish win. To me, that is like unbelievable accomplishment.
It's the same thing with hip hop in Central South America when all the great rappers like the Jaws and the Jays the music is going to South America. They're singing the lyrics, but they're not part of they don't understand it. I think it's just the reverse of American culture, whether it's whites and African Americans. In a club now, you go to a club now. Remember, most of Bad Bunny, a lot of his records are banging in these clubs.
Yes,
I think it's the acceptance of white America and the acceptance of the hip hop culture with African Americans that have brung that whole vibe over to as far as streaming and numbers comes down to. Because why would they give him an award?
That's listen to me.
Know that, hey,
I know. I'm not saying I'm like he got the award. I'm saying I understand his numbers are through the fucking roof. His numbers are bigger than Drake's.
Yeah, he's the number one artist on Spotify.
Okay, so this is Spotify. This is an American country with these companies. I just never thought it. And to me, again, it's amazing. And where we will go, it's like now we see. Let's say. I would never think the Afro beats, what's Burna, right? That's one of the big Afro beats artists right now. And I would never think if he was singing in African, he would be as able to win that in America. You understand? I can see it in different countries. I can see it in Africa. Not here.
Well, because the population of Latinos.
But you made a good point because
the population of Latinos here has grown so much.
Of course.
That has a lot to do with it. Because
Did you see Texas when they sent all the Mexicans they had and brought them to New York? Did you see that or no?
No.
Crazy. Over 3,000 immigrants from Mexico, and the governor over in Texas says, you don't have a problem with them? Well, I sent them to you. You deal with it now. But this is what happens because the influx of all these different
right. I mean, our country was born on immigrants.
Inside.
Right now, the latest you have because the borders. We don't have a problem with our northern border because of it's white. We only have problem with our southern border. No one's saying, hey, let's run a wall on Canada.
Right.
Only the southern border with our brown brothers, right, our Latino brothers. So, unfortunately, there's still a racial aspect to it, right?
Of course.
But, at the end of the day,
this is America.
When you go way back and you study land, you understand that all of Texas, all of New Mexico, all of Nevada, and all of California was part of Mexico. Was part of Mexico.
I know that.
And they sold bits and pieces off as they went because we have too much land. Most of the northern Texas, Texas is still the only state that can fly their state flag just as high as the United States flag. Every other flag, if you notice, the United States flag is here. They must lower their flag. It can't be at the same level as the United States. Texas, because it's the Republic of Texas. Texas is an entire state is a republic. And back in the day when they had problems with the Indians on the northern part of Texas, they started telling the white settlers, here, we'll give you land in the north.
Sure.
So, you know what I'm saying? So when you go back to that history in Latinos, I think kind of we've always been here in a weird way.
Yeah.
And then now it's kind of coming to, takes an artist like a Bad Bunny, takes an artist like the Anita girl who was there performing. She's like the biggest sensation, and she's from Brazil.
She's Brazilian.
First
she said, I'm from the ghetto.
She's from the depths. She's from the bottom of Brazil.
Yeah.
What she'll tell you in all her interviews, she's the most promiscuous artist there is. She goes, I sleep with everyone. I sleep with the engineer if I'm at the... She goes, I'm not with it. And the way she speaks about her sexuality, she goes, I probably banged most of the artists in the industry already. And she'll say that in the interview. She goes, it's mine. I said, as long. She goes, I don't want them for long. I just want to take care of my situation. But because of that boldness, they've never seen that in Latin America. So it still comes down to Bad Bunny is the residual effect of hip-hop.
Of course.
I said it years ago that reggaeton and all these other things are sisters and brothers of hip-hop. They're siblings. If you're rapping, I don't care what production is behind, it's hip-hop.
Yes.
Right? So I think that at the end of the day, when you see Bad Bunny hold the award, you know what I see?
Hip-hop.
I see the evolution of hip-hop.
What he's done is amazing.
Yes.
His team, again, me being a fan, I've been to 3 different Bad Bunny concerts because I wanted to see
Your daughter's half Puerto Rican, so you understand the whole Latino.
Sure.
Culture.
I don't understand it, but I
But
understand music.
It, yeah.
And I wanted to go see why everyone's making this. He's a star.
Yes.
He's a superstar.
Yes.
And I mean, I watched his performances. I watched him on stage and everything. Man, he's one of those special, unique
He's one
talents.
of one, and because he's able to take his metrosexual look, where he's wearing these long
fluid
dresses.
is what they
but
call
I
it
remember
today.
Young
He's
Thug
fluid.
was doing that for a while. Young Thug was wearing these Scottish things, and Young Thug was wearing these long dresses, and I think modeling for Vogue or something like that.
Gender-free.
Right, so I think Bad Bunny has taken that, and then with the kissing the guy, one of his dancers at Yankee Stadium, right before receiving the award with millions of people watching, I personally think he's getting more comfortable, maybe stepping out of whatever closet he might be in. I'm not saying, but
Sure.
And
I heard that from him.
right. So I think that he's continuing, and I say this, and I hate to bring this back to my book, but kind of regardless of what level Bad Bunny is as a star and all the phantom and all the fanatics and everything else, he still has to try to deal with life. He still has to figure out.
We all have to deal with
Right. You still have to have that balance. The difference is his balance is different because he can't go anywhere. Right now, me and you can go to the fucking Walmart.
We can move anywhere.
We can't. And now, there's...
It's the sacrifice of fame.
Yeah. It's a sacrifice of that, and that's why you see many artists when they do get there, and I hope he's able
to navigate
they
through
go
it.
to the depression and the drugs and the stuff because it's like, hey, my wish came true. Everything I've ever wanted. That's where he's at. Now what?
Yeah.
What can he possibly go? How further can he go? He's done the movies. He's done this. That's where his team.
It's funny,
sometimes the best thing to do after you reach that pinnacle is just go away for a while.
Disappear.
To come back with some songs because people
listen, I reached out to Johnny Marines. He's the manager of Romeo Santos. And I asked him, because I know they did, Romeo was on that concert as well.
Yeah. Because they have songs together.
They got songs together, exactly. So I asked Johnny about documentary. Because of our documentary, Murder Inc. documentary. I asked him about the documentary. And right away he says, we already have one going. For Bad Bunny. For Romeo. Everybody. They're already. So it's showing you how far they're moving and how fast.
Yes.
These guys are, involved with a lot of business. Music business. TV business. They're growing. And again, just seeing them win that award last night for Artist of the Year in America. Speaking,
a lot of labels are gonna start trying to find
only making Latin records. Does he have any English records?
I don't think he does.
I don't believe he does either. I never heard an English song. So only Latin records, and winning that is groundbreaking. Congratulations. And I want to be one of the first to make sure I say that to him, because I know the Americans here have to feel away. Right? And I'm telling you, this is a big deal in music for the Latinos, for doing this in America with a Latin artist only of hip-hop culture. Right? His music is hip-hop culture. That's what it is. So that's the reason when I went to go see him, I used to say, I seen so much of his mannerisms and movements that was very familiar of our culture from hip-hop. He's just speaking in Spanish. And this is, again, it's to me a great accomplishment, something that I never thought, just like I never thought I would have seen a black president. And I seen Obama, right? Yeah. So it's like, this shit is crazy to me, but that's the facts. I never thought I would see a black president in my lifetime. And I never thought I would see a Latino artist singing and rapping in Spanish only. Yes, he's Puerto Rican, but he's not catering to the English side of America. He's only catering to the Latino side of America.
Let me tell you how big this is. There
and
was
hold
a
on,
moment
and
they weren't even invited to the MTV.
But we accepted it. See, that to me is the key. American people accepted it, and I never thought they'd get over that and accept it.
There was a moment that we weren't even invited to that.
Of course. Listen to me. You guys the Latino came from very, very, very little efforts in music to help you if it wasn't just in your lane. If he wasn't just doing Latin music, which he is, which is the growth and development of the culture, the acceptance is key because that's what makes him being able to win. Again, I can't say enough about it. It's like unbelievable to me. Man. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, again, and there's, how do I say? Right after that, I received a text from my nephew.
Oscar.
Yeah, and he tells me, hey.
Oscar, what up?
He says, hey, now all the labels are going to start cutting checks.
Of course. This is what I mean. It's so big. He just changed the entire landscape for Latin artists. So if you're a Latin artist, this is probably the best time.
Might have to kiss a guy, though, guys, to sign this deal. They might be looking for the next Bash Money.
Con lengua.
Yeah. So you want to be Bash Money.
Man. Hey.
Crazy time.
We always talk about Hispanic. If you want something, what are you willing to give up? What are you willing to do?
How far are you willing to go?
How far are you willing to go?
And you know what's crazy? From a marketing perspective, it was a crazy move because that's what everyone's talking about after. What's the residual effect? It's not that he won the award. Everyone's talking about that. Crazy.
Everyone's talking about the kiss.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Not the award.
Not the award.
Bananas.
But
maybe that's what they wanted.
Again,
right? Because
I love
put
this.
huge productions. You've seen Ashanti, Ja Rule, everyone. You have to rehearse. You have to perform. Let alone those dances.
Oh yeah.
That's not that him puckering up is
wasn't the
set.
first time.
No, it's set. Someone in the production had to say, "Hey, I got an idea. What do you think?"
Why do you think it was? It could have been It could have been his idea.
I personally don't think he has an idea to set up choreo with everything he's doing. That's a choreography move. I think someone suggested it, and he said, "Oh, you know something? I'm doing it." That's what I think, because it's choreography. It's choreography. He didn't say, "Oh, in the middle of the choreography, when I make this."
I understand. He's not the dancer.
No, someone said, "Hey, this will be nice. You kiss the girl here, and then you kiss the guy. You down?"
Yeah.
Fuck it, yes. And maybe he's a person that doesn't look at it that way, and he's trying to trend to say, "Hey, don't don't put me in this box. I'm everything. Maybe that's what he did. And from a publicity standpoint, it worked. There's no backlash right now for him.
Of course not. The LGBTQ, ABCDEFG community, they run this shit.
Yeah, even the OGs in Puerto Rico are like, hey, even the OGs in Puerto Rico are like, oh, it's just Bad Bunny. Like, it was a point they'd be like, nah, you don't do that. That's not how he's meant. They're like, oh, it's just Bad Bunny. So even me, I'm OG. I didn't be like, oh, man, look what he did. The game is over. He's giving us a bad name. I'm like, it's just that. He's Bad Bunny, bro. Bad Bunny being Bad Bunny.
There's no boundaries today. We're limitless.
When they slide it in, it don't hurt me.
I cringe. But yo, again, great talking with you. This is Giving Him the Business. I want to give a big shout out to my man Eva.
Yes.
You know, we got authors on here. This is Arthur Everlast. I told him that's Arthur Everlast, not Arthur. Not Arthur, like Arthur Treaches. No, this is Arthur. Arthur Everlast. You know what I'm saying? Raw always wins. You said we stay with it. You know what I'm saying? And these are his books. You go on Amazon and get them. Pick it up, support all black businesses, all Latin businesses. We here support. Let's do it. This is Chris Gotti Lorenzo, my partner Don Dinero.
Giving them the business.
And we here giving them the business.